Chris Jeffries, thank you very much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Paul. It's great to be here.
And you're one of the more recent fellows, having been appointed in 2023. Let's start with a bit of your career.
Sure. So my interest in computers started at a very young age. I was probably about 10 at this stage. And shortly after probably my shortly after my 10th birthday, my family got our first computer. And over that stage, I was able to learn all the things about computers. And over the years, I gained more and more knowledge of computers. But what really prompted me to join the industry was the fact that we had a computer technician come to our house who wanted, or we needed help to get some computer assistance from. He came to the door, solved the issue, and then left. He wasn't very professional. He didn't really explain what the issue was or how to fix it, nor how to prevent that from happening again. As a result of that, my interest in computers peaked in terms of how to be able to provide a service to particularly home users at that time on how to look after their computers and keep them safe and protected.
Yeah. So, what was the first computer?
First computer I really had before IBM's was a Tandy TRS-80, Color Computer 2 or Coco 2. But my first IBM computer was actually a 486 SX33. With a whole, I think 4 megabytes of memory and 340 megabyte hard drive.
And a turbo button.
The SX model didn't have a turbo button of all things, so yeah, good pickup. Yeah, no, the SX didn't have the turbo button, so unfortunately on that. But what it did have, which is why the computer needed fixed, was one of the first CD-ROM drives. CD-ROM drives were very new in the market, very flash to have a ability to put a flashy CD into a computer to play programs like then in Carter or Cinemania, it was the programs from Microsoft that you would purchase on CD, and that was what actually caused caused the technician to come out to service the CD drive.
Yep, right. So your interest was piqued in getting into tech support, into computers.
Correct.
So what was the first step in?
First step in for me was actually at school. So in my local school, which was Nudgee College, I was able to get part of the computer club in grade 8, and from there I was able to help build the school's first website and hone my ability to actually provide computer support, but also website design. And being able to create websites, I was able to create a website to promote my business. At this stage, it was Christopher Jeffery, Computer Guru.
Right.
Shortly discovered that Computer Guru was taken by another local computer company. So we promptly changed in 1997 to the word Cyber Guru.
Right.
And that's what it's been for the last 27 or so years.
Terrific. Yeah. So since then, how's the growth pattern been?
Yeah, so it's been a strong growth pattern. So I said 1997, I was still in grade 9. I established the business as a part-time hobby. Word of mouth grew quite significantly over those years. I went into a school-based traineeship while I was at Nudgee, and that again allowed me to build my skills in computers and in multimedia at the time.
Yep.
And then progressed from there, from the traineeship into a university qualification where I went to Australian Catholic University. Yep. Did a Bachelor of Business and a Bachelor of Information Systems, majoring in HR.
Right.
And again, built up the business continually. One advice I got at the time was that you can't just rest on having a paper, that you should get a real job, get a job to get familiar with. So I took a job as a graduate at SciTech, the Queensland Government's IT services provider, where I had a number of roles until I took a redundancy in 2021. Sorry,
right.
In 2021, if you want to read it before it's released by that.
Yep.
So, and then I took the business full time, and since then, for the last 13 years, it has been my full time business and occupation to be running and operating Cyber Guru. Yep. Amongst being able to be fortunate to have roles as an academic at Australian Catholic University, James Cook University, and at TAFE Queensland in various iterations of lecturer and tutor, and also helped develop some of the course content for the Bachelor of Business program at ACU more recently.
Yeah. Yeah. So tell me about your journey with ACS.
The ACS has been a long journey. So I started by meeting the ACS team at the time. The staff at the time, a very small team, but we went to Microsoft Tech Ed in the Gold Coast in 2005.
Right.
That's where I first got formally introduced to the ACS. I promptly became a student member, and over the years was able to upgrade that from after finishing uni to become a professional member, and then subsequently upgrade from that to senior a few years later, and more recently fellow.
Right.
Had a few different roles in the ACS over time. I helped to run the small business special interest group for a few years, as well as various talks I did for the young IT professionals and other groups that were looking for support in having guest speakers to tell about my career journey to date.
Yeah. So what was the reason for getting involved in ACS?
ACS for me was about professionalism in the industry. I strongly feel that's something that needs to be encouraged by all IT professionals. Need to belong to a professional society. The ACS at the time was probably one of the most prominent ones that I was seeing out there. It was encouraged by my university lecturers. That was the appropriate path for me to take, was to join the ACS.
Yeah.
And obviously professionalism comes in being able to ensure you're doing continued professional development, or CPD, as well as going to industry events and being able to network with others, and all those benefits came from joining and being part of the ACS.
Right. So while you've been with ACS, or in fact probably before that, you've been involved in a lot of community, a lot of charitable institutions. You obviously see technology's got a big place to play in that.
Technology got a huge place to play, and it's not just IT businesses that have technology needs. That we see that the smallest of not-for-profits to the largest businesses all need IT. And so in reference to some of the charitable work, we found a lot of clients, also businesses and not-for-profits, need help with their IT, but they don't know where to start. And we might see they have a voluntary committee that might be wanting to get started, maybe with a website or an email address, but they don't know where to go from there. So where we try to fill in the gap with our clients that we take on in that mode, and we do that often at pro bono or low bono fees, or heavily discounted, where we can provide assistance to buy Microsoft 365 licenses, set them up with, say, a email address and a SharePoint site, to in more advanced services such as being able to link teams and so on. And we've had some really good projects where we've worked with clients that have had national and international impact to their customers or their communities in general, to help them use technology more effectively.
Yep. So where do you see the role of ACS in supporting the community with this?
The ACS can play a valuable role in promoting the community that IT professionals are that's what I'm just going to trip it up a bit here because I was trying to work out the words before.
No, that's
but
all
professionalism. The ACS needs to stand as being a professional body for all businesses to aspire, much like the Australian, like the CPA, Certified Practicing Accountants, and other industries where their industry leaders are recognised as having a qualification. The ACS needs to stand by its members and be able to provide recognition to the members and the ACS that they are. The members are performing a professional and a valuable role in supporting the IT sector, and also the clients they support, and not just having the ability to show a badge, but hopefully show professionalism, that they have been maintaining their professional currency and keeping up to date with the latest industry trends like AI, like cybersecurity, and all the things that are coming in the future.
Yep. So ACS doing a lot with emerging professionals, young professionals, and so on at the moment. What's your advice to somebody who's looking at entering the industry now?
It depends where they are in the industry. I encourage them all to continue to keep themselves up to date with the latest trends and developments in the industry. There is so much change coming, and there has been already, and I can speak for the last 27 years of my business, how it's evolved and changed. We need to keep up to date, and it's on us to make sure that we can keep up to date. So emerging professionals should also ensure they are remaining up to date by looking at the latest trends and those coming. I'd also say that if people are looking at the industry, they don't have to come from an IT background to join the industry. There are so many different avenues these days in which people can get into the industry. It might be from a business background or even a non-technical, from any non-technical background. Anyone can build a website these days through services like WordPress. Anyone can build an AI bot through Copilot. So anyone can start anywhere, and I'm sure they'll be able to find a need in a business that they could establish, much like I did many years ago.
So what do you see as the future for the tech sector?
Tech sector, I don't think there's just one particular thing in this tech sector that's going to be changed for the future. As I said, the emerging tech that we're seeing today, who would have thought that we would have robots we can code on computers that would be able to do some of our work for us. the robots are not going to take our jobs. In fact, they will hopefully help enhance what we do and make our work more meaningful by doing the work that's important to our clients or ourselves in our daily jobs. So the industry, I think, is just going to continue to evolve. Obviously, we're seeing more evolution of AI. I see that's a continually moving target that we need to continually keep working on in ourselves and our business. And also just being from a cybersecurity landscape that we also play in. There's always new threats and actors out there that are trying to take advantage of people. So people, whether IT or not, everyone needs to consider what they need to do to keep themselves secure, and everyone's should be on their first defence to have a cyber mindset.
It's very much the theme I'm getting from this is that IT is touching fairly much every avenue of life these days. So as an IT support person, what's your advice to ordinary people outside the industry who are struggling with these concepts?
I think the first thing is to find someone you can rely upon, a trusted professional in the industry that can help explain things in the terms that you understand and that you can relate to. I think it's worthwhile also recognising and appreciating the advice that they give, especially if they are a professional, that they are providing their best judgment of your situation that you're in. I said, much like we go to doctors to get advice for a medical condition, perhaps trust in your IT professional to give you the best advice in your business or in your individual capacity for your computer support cyber security requirements. The world is going to continue changing, so be prepared to adapt and know that those recommendations and requirements will change over time as well.
So just to finish up, going back to the more ACS point of view, who have you found have been great influences within ACS while you've been there?
Certainly in the Queensland branch, I know that I'm very fond of Nick Tate and also Bo Tide, who I'm really appreciative of being able to get support for us over the years. Also just the committee as a whole, like the team and the staff have been very helpful in continuing my career direction. Great for support and just having that ability to sound out ideas, get mentoring and support, and in general the members that I've been able to connect with at various functions and events.
And where do you see the future going for ACS?
The ACS, I think, should become a custodian of the IT industry. Take us forward. I said I'd love to see them become more like a CPA or Chartered Accountant Association. But I said before, recognising the benefit of professionals in the industry. This might be a bit out the door. Maybe this might not be public, but use the ACS members to drive some of these the change that you're trying to bring across. Certainly, I've been privileged to be part of some of the programs, but I think using the ACS membership more to service those industries that you're looking at to do too, like the IT GISP program,
yes,
and others, and it would be great to use us members out there more during that, and any other programs that you might see fit that government and industry are looking forward to improve either cybersecurity posture, enrolments in IT, obviously as well. So take advantage of the broad membership you have to get out there and use us to help support and as leverage to encourage more memberships, become the voice of IT in the industry.
Well, Chris, thank you very much for being such a great advocate for ACS, and look forward to seeing what your next steps are with the organisation and in your business as well.
Thanks so much, Paul. Really appreciate having me here.